Hi, my name is Tim Lynch. I'm a partner here at Marasco Nesselbush. I've been practicing personal injury and medical malpractice law for about 15 years. And I'm here today to talk to you about the practice of law.
Why should Rhode Island car accident victims be cautious about giving a recorded statement to the insurance company shortly after a crash?
The issue is that insurance companies are typically not your friend. The reason statements are recorded, or one of the reasons anyway, is so that the company can go back and potentially use that for their benefit. It's important to cooperate with your own insurance company, but I would hesitate before providing any recorded statement without the presence and counsel of an attorney who can help guide your answers in a way that won't be harmful to you in the future and won't be used against you.
How can insurance delays hurt an injured person's claim, especially when Rhode Island has strict deadlines for filing a lawsuit?
Yeah, well, that's one of the tactics insurance companies use, delay. The longer they get to hold on to the money that you're entitled to, the more profitable they are. With respect to the statute of limitations, an insurance company may not alert you that that statute of limitations is coming up. The statute of limitations being the deadline for you to either file a lawsuit or lose your ability to do so under the law. I wouldn't anticipate that an insurance company would go out of their way to tell me I better act soon because I'm going to lose my claim. Something you need to be aware of, that you do only have a limited period of time, and protect yourself. And by consulting with an attorney early on in your case, that's the best way to make sure that you're protected.
Why is it important for injured Rhode Island drivers to remember that the insurance adjuster is not on their side, even if the conversation feels friendly?
Yeah, I mean, the reality is many insurance adjusters do come across as friendly and are trained to be friendly and kind to people. Some of them may be perfectly kind in their own lives. But the reality is that it's also a tool to have an individual let their guard down, to say things that, again, could be used against them if push comes to shove. The insurance company is typically your friend until it's time to talk about how much they owe you. And that's why it's careful. You got to be careful to remember that it is a business conversation for them, and to not fall into the trap of becoming too comfortable.
How can simple, polite responses like, "I'm fine" or "I'm doing okay" be twisted against an injured person during settlement negotiations?
We see this all the time. We see this in previous statements a person's provided. We see this in police reports and doctor's notes. Oftentimes, people don't like to feel like they're complaining. Most of the time you ask somebody how they are, that's the type of response that you get. The reality is that's the response people give even when they're in a great deal of pain. And when it's in a recorded statement without additional context, or when it's black and white in a medical record without additional context, those things will be pulled out and will be used against you as a way to minimize what you've been through.
What should Rhode Island accident victims understand before signing any release or settlement paperwork from an insurance company?
First and foremost, they need to understand that that's the end of their case. That anything that happens to them in the future is going to be their responsibility. And that includes future medical bills, that includes revelations about their injuries that come about after the time that that release has been signed. They need to understand that they don't have the option to go ahead and to file a lawsuit after signing a release if it hasn't been done yet. So they really need to fully understand the total scope of their circumstance, have a total grasp of the extent of their damages before even considering signing a release.
What are the risks of accepting an early settlement offer before a car accident victim knows the full extent of their injuries, medical treatment, and long-term losses?
Yeah, there's significant risks in accepting a settlement offer before such time that you fully understand the scope and extent of your injuries. Often that doesn't happen until many months after an accident, until such time that you can have an MRI or additional diagnostic testing that isn't available to you at the outset of your injury. We see this all the time where insurance companies try to rush an offer in front of somebody to get them to settle their case before they know the full extent of their injuries. There's actually a law in the state of Rhode Island that makes the settlement of bodily injury claims voidable if they're done within the first 30 days. And the reason that law exists is to protect victims of accidents from this type of tactic. So it's important that you don't rush to try to get your claim settled, and that you consult with an attorney, and that you fully explore your injuries through medical treatment before making such a decision.
When an insurance company tells someone a settlement offer is fair, what factors may still be missing from that offer?
Yeah, well, fair is just a word that they use to try to convince you to take whatever offer is on the table. Oftentimes, people don't know the different types of damages that they're entitled to as a result of an accident. And an insurance company, isn't in your corner to educate you on those things. They want you to take the offer that gets them off the hook for as little as possible. So just because the insurance company says the offer is fair doesn't mean the offer is fair, and it's going to be in your best interest to consult with an attorney.
Why should injured people be careful not only about what they post, but also what friends and family post or tag them in after an accident?
Yeah, for the same reason you want to safeguard your own social media accounts from the viewing and scrutiny of an insurance company, you also want to be careful about where you appear in other people's social media feeds, as again, anything out there on the internet that's publicly available or searchable can be searched by insurance companies just as easily, and will be used against you if they can paint you in a light that's unfavorable to your claim. If they can find pictures or videos of you looking like you're having a good time or moving in a certain way, they'll use that down the road to try to minimize your pain and what you went through. So you're better off, to the extent you can, remaining private in social media and on the internet for the duration of your claim.
How can social media posts be used against someone after a Rhode Island car accident, even if the posts do not tell the full story?
Yeah, well, I think we all know that social media doesn't exactly paint the best picture of reality. People are, in general, selective about what they put up to potentially paint themselves or people they associate with in a positive way. And just because you're smiling in a social media picture or celebrating someone's birthday doesn't mean that for the other 20 hours of the day you're consumed by the injury or limited by your injury. Insurance companies will scout Facebook or other social medias to try to find pictures or videos of you enjoying yourself, and to try to use that against you, to try to be able to say to you at some point down the road, well, if you were in so much pain, how were you able to do X, Y, or Z? We encourage people to limit their social media use for that reason and for other reasons. And it's important when you have an ongoing claim to remain as private as possible in that way.